Let's bring in former Fed Governor Richard Clarida. He's now Global Economic Advisor at PIMCO. It's good to see you again. Welcome back.
Good to be with you.
Why shouldn't Fed Chair Powell listen to the president? Why shouldn't they cut at their first opportunity coming up later this month?
Well, I think the president and each of us is entitled to express an opinion on the Fed. I don't think it's really about listening. I think they're looking at the data. The committee is, there's a range of views from the June dots. We know that 7 folks would be happy not to cut at all this year, but 12 more, including the chair, think they probably will. So I think they're in wait-and-see mode, and that's where we'll be at the July meeting.
I mean, it's not like the president's on an island by himself is the only one suggesting this. Fed Governor Waller says, quote, the Fed can lower rates because the short-term rate is still, quote, pretty restrictive. So we're just too tight, he said.
I think Governor Waller and also Governor Bowman, or now Vice Chair Bowman, has made a similar point. You know, standard monetary policy rules, including the ones I've worked on, would indicate a somewhat lower level for the federal funds rate. So I think right now, and Chair Powell himself recently indicated that if they weren't really focused on the risky case of the tariffs, they might be cutting. So I think they're waiting to get some more information is the way I'd assess it.
But so you agree that the Fed's too tight?
Well, I certainly agree that once they have a better sense of the way that the tariffs are going to work through the economy, that I think a case for cutting rates will be pretty clear, yes.
Well, I mean, 25 basis points in July is not going to make a difference either way. So but why not just do it? You know, you throw a little bone to the president and those who say, well, you should, and so, including some on your own committee. Like I said, Waller and Bowman, maybe. Yeah. So, well, you know, you deal with that, and then you see. You haven't hurt yourself by going 25 in July, have you?
Yeah. Sure. Again, you know, I'm here to talk about what I think what they will do. And I think that, you know, from what we've heard from the committee, I think that, including the chair, I think they'll be open to considering that, but it looks like it'll be in the fall.
How many do you think we'll get starting in the fall? If you say, I'm gathering you believe September would be the first one.
Yes, that would make sense. I think that, look, the dots have some value, and right now the dots are showing that 12 folks on the committee think that 2 cuts will be appropriate, and I think that's a good starting point. Again, policy is restrictive according to standard policy rules, and so I think that'll be the first thing they'll be looking at.
It's funny you say the dots have, quote, some value. There's some say now they have no value, and that they shouldn't even be doing the outlook and the projections. Do you have a counter to that?
I think it is useful for any central bank to provide useful information on its intentions. The challenge with the dots in some cases is that they don't provide particularly useful information. I think we are at a point now when they do provide the information that most of the members of the committee do think that it's likely that a cut will be appropriate, and I think that's useful information to be into the markets, yes.